How's it going, guys? Josh here, aka Lufemi. I want to show you a really fast, easy technique that I use when I need to create fast filler social media content. I'm talking about supplementary content that's apart from the main piece of work. This technique can give the appearance of a hand-cranked film camera or hyperlapse, while in reality, it's simply an effect that's slapped onto a normal piece of video footage. This effect is something that I call the fake hyperlapse or the film stutter, and it uses an effect in Premiere Pro called posterized time. I'm going to show you how it's done, and then I'm going to tell you the psychology on why it's so captivating after. Alright guys, we are in Adobe Premiere Pro, and I have 4 clips. The first clip is going to be some footage that I shot in the Philippines. We're going to use the posterized time effect to mimic a fake hyperlapse for this clip. The last 3 clips are some footage from a music video that I directed and edited for Mickey Singh called Cond. And with those clips, we're going to mimic more of a film stutter effect, and we're going to play around with that. So first things first, we are going to go into effects. We're going to go in and we're going to type posterized time, and we're going to bring posterized time over to this clip. So right now the film rate is on 24, so this was shot in 24 frames per second, so you're not going to really see much of a difference. But what we're going to then do is we're going to actually change the frame rate in the posterized time effect to 2. Alright, so what this is basically doing is it's basically going through the length of the clip and only picking out photos in way shorter increments than at 24 frames per second. So it's kind of giving the appearance that you're going along and you're actually creating a hyperlapse by, facing the camera forward and locking it in on the main target, and then making sure that your camera is level and then taking photos as you walked forward. But you're not really doing that. You're actually you're actually stealing frames out of a video clip that you shot. So this is obviously way easier to shoot it as a video clip as opposed to taking photos, and that's kind of the trick. So what we're going to then do is we actually want these, I think the segments of photos are perfect as far as I like the frames that are being chosen, but I want to speed this whole process up so it's a fast hyperlapse. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually right click the clip, and we're going to go to speed and duration. And then we're going to bring the speed up to, let's say, 750. See how that looks? And then we're going to play through let's zoom in real quick. And then let's play through this clip. Bam! Perfect. So that is an easy way of making a fake hyperlapse. Especially if this was being posted on Instagram, there's no way you would know that this was actually made from video footage as opposed to a painstaking process of actually, taking photos by, by taking photos on a tripod by measuring the distance between each tripod move like you would for a normal hyperlapse. So it's pretty cool. Okay, so now next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to this first clip. This first clip is from the music video, and we're going to still use the posterized time effect, but we're going to use it in a slightly different way to kind of mimic a film stutter. I'm going to tell you why this is something that is actually a really engaging thing to do after the tutorial, but just hang with me for a sec. So for this first use of the film stutter, we're going to actually combine this with a boomerang effect. So first we're going to actually go to posterized time. We're going to put it on the clip. All right, let's bring, instead of 2 like we did for the last clip, let's bring this to like 12. It's gonna kind of give you a medium stutter. It's kind of cool, right? So let's play. Let's go. I'm using the arrow keys to go frame by frame. I'm gonna go to the point where he first touches his head right here. Cool, and I'm gonna cut the clip back right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate it. But before I duplicate it, I'm going to actually nest it. So we're going to nest by right clicking and then clicking on nest, and then I'm going to duplicate it by holding Alt down, dragging up, and then dragging it to the side. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to speed and duration, and I'm going to actually reverse the speed. Perfect. Now let's see how this plays through. Perfect. It's a perfect little boomerang. And we can duplicate that as many times as we want. The reason why we nested the clip is so that the reverse effect behaved accurately. Sometimes the in and out points as far as where it should reverse messes up when you don't nest the clip first. So this is kind of a cool boomerang effect. You could use this, you could totally do this boomerang effect without the posterized time effect, but the posterized time just adds a cool little vibe to it that is going to look really intriguing and engaging, specifically if you're going to post this clip onto, say, Instagram to maybe preview this music video that we're going to pretend hasn't come out yet. Okay, we're going to go to this next clip. This next clip is just of Mickey singing, and we're going to go to posterized time again. And instead of doing a boomerang, we're just going to literally make this be a normal posterized time, just in one direction. So we're going to change that frame rate in posterized time to 12. And as you can see, it gives you this really cool stuttery effect. Kind of harkens back to those hand cranked cameras. This is a cool, just easy effect that Premiere just has for free as a free effect. All right, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We have this video of Dana dancing. We're gonna go back to posterized time, put the same effect on here. And for this one, how about we bring it down to 8? We're gonna see how that looks. It's gonna make it really choppy. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. One little tip when you're using this effect, it really helps to use footage that has, in my opinion, a really fast shutter speed, just so that things kind of look crisper. So why is this valuable? Because it takes little or no time to do, and it can increase the value of your branding packages by increasing the amount of content your clients are able to post per project. Basically, say your client pays $30,000 for a music video. Instead of just delivering a music video, which is only good for one YouTube/Instagram post, how about making a music video, a short behind the scenes video, adding like 5 edited on-set pics, and then maybe giving them like 10 film stutters or 10 hyperlapses to post. Your clients are gonna love you. Psychologically, posting like 20-ish items instead of just one always feels better after you spend $30,000. Even if you know that 99.99% of the budget still mainly went to that one music video post. More social media posts generally result in better audience engagement around a project as well. So why does adding this simple effect make a short video IG post so much more visually intriguing when compared to just leaving the footage alone? It's all about how we recognize value. Historical precedents and perceived production hours will by default make a piece of work more intriguing. Historical precedence is tapped into by the hearkening to vintage cinema and a hand-cranked camera via the film stutter effect. Perceived production hours is tapped into because it appears as if tons of production hours via hundreds of perfectly snapped photos were put into making this video when it probably only took 30 seconds to make. So this is just a random video that I decided to make because I actually use this technique a lot when I'm creating packages for my clients, and they seem to really enjoy it. Guys, at the end of every one of my videos, you always hear me talk about my sponsor, Envato Elements. Envato Elements is a subscription service that allows you to download an unlimited amount of really cool VFX packs, effects packs, title packs, transition packs, stock footage, and literally anything else you can think of. Like I said in the last video, I actually downloaded this title pack to use in the last music video that I edited. Envato Elements is usually $33 a month, but with my channel, you can actually get the first month for only $9. You can check it out in the description. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope these techniques were helpful. And as always, remember to keep it chill.
Here's the Newport Beach. We have this cold California current. The water temperature is about 60 degrees. Surfers, we got our